All right, hi. I want to welcome you to this introductory video for this tapping meditation process. It's an integrated healing growth process that I call tapping into the field. And this particular version of it, I've been lately calling boosting radiant aliveness. I think that title's going to stick. We'll see. But I wanted to create this introductory video. So for those of you who've never experienced my work before, never gone through this process, maybe tapping could be new to you, energy exercises could be new, to give you this experience where it will help familiarize you with all the aspects of the process that we go through. So it will both familiarize you with the aspects, and it will also give you an experience. So I would say everybody who goes through this with me today will feel in a much different space inside yourself than you do right now. So saying that, let me just introduce this. And that is that I often ask people to rate how they're feeling from 0 to 10. Meaning, when you think about how much tension you're carrying in your body, in your muscles, in the fascia, in your posture, that's tension, right? Even into the cells of your body. How much tension do you feel like you're carrying, with 10 being the most? Stress, emotional stress would be the anxiety, the upsetness, that emotional disruption that is contributing to you feeling not centered, not in a flow, not in your best place. So how strong is that? There are some other things. You could also think about your thought processes and how balanced and calm and centered, quiet inside do you feel compared to how stressed, but with mental processing, it's like we're distractible. We can be, our brain's going in a number of different places at the same time. Maybe you're here, but not really listening to me, or you don't really feel like you're in your body. All those kinds of things are aspects of our brain being in an over-energized state, which means that we can't be calm and centered and feel good and be in a place of well-being where we're supporting our own highest well-being and our highest good. So, okay, so I will ask you to check in. Maybe, hopefully you've been doing that as I was talking, to get a sense of where you are, where you're starting out as we start this process. Okay. All right, and then let's begin by getting in a position, sitting in a position where you are you're in a position where your body is most able to support you. And when we're sitting up, either you could be leaning against, a chair or a couch or something, or you could be sitting in a yogic pose, or you could be sitting, and supporting your own upper body. And if we curve our lower back, that helps us to support the rest of us with less muscles, actually. So begin focusing on your breathing. And when you're focusing on your breathing, I encourage people to feel the breathing in their body. So you breathe in, feel the expansion all the way throughout your whole torso. Let me get a little bit more of me in maybe. And then as you exhale, feel your whole body releasing that air. So you're breathing in, and you can feel how your muscles, as you breathe in up to the top of your breath, there then is this tension, right? Because you've gone as far as you can go, and you hold that a little bit, and you kind of gather up all that tension, and then you drop it out. This time I want you to drop it out through your mouth. We call it a waterfall breath, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Okay. It's a breath we come back to numbers of times through this. And then we're going to move. We have now just a little bit more of focus on ourselves. Another thing to share now is I'm often closing my eyes, as you'll notice if your eyes are open, but I'm encouraging you to close your eyes as long as you feel safe doing that, because closing our eyes brings us inside and it helps us to focus more on what's going on in our inner selves, in the, you know, our beings, really. We're not so distracted and captivated and by the external world. Okay, so we go through generally 3 breathing patterns to boost vagal functioning and energy and aliveness, to get more oxygen inside and more electrons as well, so that we're boosting the energy in our body in very deep levels as we begin this process. So the first breath we do is called a straw breath. You're going to be breathing in through your nose like you just did, breathing all the way in, holding it just for, you know, a moment or two. And then as you breathe out, you're going to purse your lips. So it's like you're breathing out through a straw. All right. So it looks like this. Now, to get all the breath out, you have to push with your abdominal muscles to get all that. What you're wanting to do is to get all that carbon dioxide out. Okay. So we breathe in, hold, and then push it out. Good. In, hold, and push it out. Okay, one more time. In, hold, and push it out. Relax the breath and just breathe normally. I should say that if you can't do it as long as I do it, like just do it at your own pace. For some of you, I may be doing it longer because I've had a lot more practice at doing it now. Okay, and it's something that you get better at, you get stronger at the more you do it. All right, so that's the straw breath. One of the things that I add to that, also to boost vagal functioning, and let me say that I have information out about why I'm doing all these things. So I'm not going to explain it here. We're just going to go through it. But you can have access to the backstory about why we're doing everything we're doing here. All right, so the next one is we're adding a humming sound. We're adding vibration from the inside, okay? So we do the same breath. This time as you're pushing out, doing that straw breath, you're gonna hum. So you can go ahead and start it on your own, but this is how it sounds. And I'm really trying to emphasize the vibration, the humming, because it really, as you can, if you pay attention, it really affects you from here to here. And so it's really stimulating that ventral vagal nerve. All right. So that's the straw breath. The next one is called, it's a yogic breathing pattern that's called Kapalabhati breathing. And this is a rapid breathing where we're pushing the air out fast and our bodies then automatically pull air back in, right? I mean, it does happen like that. It's not shocking. I don't mean to look like it's shocking, but it does happen like that. So the way we do this breath is you take a deep breath in, hold it, exhale halfway, and then there's this rapid breathing through your nose this time. Now, I would continue it, but I want to tell you that you're, again, going to use your abdominal muscles. At first, when you're not used to this, you might not be actually pulling in enough breath. So you might have to stop, take a breath, get your air, get some more air, and then start it again. Okay? So. and then release the breath. That's Kapalabhati. Okay. And then the third breath, so both of those breaths are energizing, and you ought to notice some more energy, some more aliveness inside of yourself. This next one is one that helps us relax. Okay. And I actually am going to pair it with one of the energy exercises that we do, so you can see both of these. So this energy exercise is called the over energy correction, and it helps quiet the nervous system, right? So what you do, you can't see this, but I'm crossing my left ankle over my right, putting both my hands together, and then back to back, I'm bringing my right hand over my left, I'm clasping my fingers in together, I'm rolling them into my chest. Right. So when I look down, my left wrist is in front and my left ankle is in front. And we sit here. You can lie down doing this. You can sit down doing this. But right now we're doing it here. And we're going to pair it with this particular breathing pattern, which is a left nostril breathing. So the easiest way to do that is to lift up your left index finger and cover your right nostril. Close your right nostril. And breathe through your left. So this is more meditative, and I'm going to be quiet here for a minute as you're doing this. Some things you might be noticing as you continue to do this is that your breathing might feel a little more relaxed, maybe still deeper, but a little more relaxed. Your body probably has gone through some micro shifts, and your shoulders have dropped. Maybe your neck has shifted. Your jaw may have opened up. Your stomach may have relaxed, your spine. And you may have started to feel a quieting inside. So we went from the energy of the other two breaths to this quiet, more peaceful place. Okay? Just encourage you to check in and see what you notice about how this feels now, how you feel inside of you now. Okay? Good. So then we come out of this. All right. And now we're going to start doing some of the energy exercises. Okay. So I get to introduce you to these exercises that I really think are wonderful. I'm continually delighted, I guess would be the best way to say it, by the effects of these exercises. So I'm going to stand up, move my chair and stand up. All right, so, and I would like you to stand up too. And as we go through these, because most of these we do standing up. So the first one, you take either hand, doesn't matter which, but you're going to clump your fingers up and put them in your belly button. You're going to take your other hand, it's like a C clamp, you can see it there, and you're going to tap. You can see my collarbones. I'm tapping right at the bottom of my collarbones. In fact, I'm almost touching my collarbones as I'm tapping. Now, a number of these exercises that we go through do what we call neurological balancing of disorganization, neurological disorganization. And so as a result of it, you can feel a number of things in your brain functioning differently. I got distracted actually. I just saw a curious thing in my window. I don't quite know what it is. but it'll help you think more calmly, more clearly, less distractedly. So I'll probably be less distracted here in a minute. Okay, now we're going to switch, do the same thing with your opposite finger, opposite hands. These are actually, in me, little telltale ways that all the disruption before we got going is still kind of percolating inside. So I'm still working to rebalance myself as a result of all of that. Okay, now you're going to take the side of your index finger and the side of your thumb, and you're going to tap above and below your lips. And breathe. As you're going through these, try to remember that nice, deep, easy breathing, and also check your knees. Most women, until they learn how not to do it, stand with their knees locked, which really is very disempowering energetically and psychologically. And so making sure those knees aren't locked is really strengthening in lots of ways. Okay, switch. And breathe. Good. Let those micro movements happen. If you notice your body and I'm wanting to shift, let that happen. Feeling what's happening inside. And now, keeping these fingers clumped in your belly button, I want you to go back to your tailbone, at the base of your tailbone, the base and the back of your tailbone, and rub up and down. You can try and rub in a circle. I don't think it matters what you do. This is getting cerebrospinal fluid to flow, so it's nourishing and cleansing the nervous system all the way through the spine and the brain. Good stuff. Really good stuff. All right, and then switch. Same thing. All right, good. Release your hands, nice deep breath. All right, and now we do this lovely energy exercise, which is a hookup. It's hooking up the central meridian and the governing vessel. And I also use it to do grounding with people. And so you take, this time you take your middle finger and you go back to your belly button with your middle finger. Again, doesn't matter which one. Other middle finger goes just above and between your eyebrows, really in that third eye point energetically. You push in with both of those fingers and you lift up. So I'm pulling up my belly button and I'm pushing up my forehead. I'm dropping my shoulders, checking my knees, my balance, and breathing. And this also is meditative because we're not moving. But as we're doing this, so this is a very, very calming exercise. And as we're doing it, I invite you to just notice or feel the bottoms of your feet. Feeling the bottoms of your feet brings you back into your body faster than just about anything. So this is part of the centering, right? We're really getting centered inside of ourselves, feeling ourselves from the inside. A skill that we grow and develop, and it becomes a great resource as we continue to develop it. I don't want to imply that nobody here has not already begun to develop this relationship with themselves from the inside. I refer to it as coming home, and the comfort of coming home to myself, which is also the place from which I can access all that is. go into the more metaphysical spaces that are, or let's say non-three-dimensional spaces, if I choose. All right, so now just feeling yourself a little bit, getting a little more comfortable, a little more aware, a little more knowing with yourself. Then I invite you to consider, probably most of you here know about the chakras and how they are energy centers that go from the perineum up into the main ones, up to the crown of our head. And that they're really, what they are is energy, swirling energy, vortices of energy that swirl out in the front and out in the back. And the first one swirls downward and the top one swirls upward. Okay? So all of that swirling energy is coming off an axis. It's coming off a center. And that center is known as the light axis. And so this light axis goes all the way through the whole of our energetic being. Mostly we're unconscious of it, but with consciousness, we can begin to send that energy, send our energy down into the earth. So this is part of grounding. Sending your energy down into the earth. And you can use your imagination and your inner senses to feel that energy go all the way down to the very center of the earth. Right? Then it's an iron magnetic core, and all our energies, however many billions of people, like go to that place, that infinitesimally small place of singularity, the very core of the earth. And as you do that and feel into that, you might also want to imagine like roots that your energy, like threads or cords of your energy, can go out below the surface of the earth and give you some stability, not just that, taproot down into the core, but some stability out here, like a tree, tree's canopy is this big, make your stability in the earth underneath you that wide, and begin to feel how much stronger and supported you start to feel. So there are many other aspects to this grounding that are mentioned as we go through the process every week. But this gives you a beginning of that experience of grounding if you haven't already done it. It may be a little different than what you're used to, and I do develop it through the group. And then as you're experiencing that grounding, which is this connection with Mother Earth energy, so that's enlivening. It's like all this living energy all around us supports us 24/7. We are moving through, we are living energy, moving through living energy, being completely supported by living energy. Okay? So doing this, we can feel that more, and it's enlivening. And once we do that, then we can bring our awareness above our heads to what I refer to as the unmanifest spirit. Like the earth is manifest spirit, and above us is unmanifest spirit. So we tend to think of that more as the light, and the earth is the dark, right? But to feel that light coming down into you from above. And each one of us is a conduit. We're a point where the energies of the earth meet the unmanifest energies of our solar system, our galaxy, our universe, all like coming down into and through us and meeting that earth energy and being that dance of what appears physical and what appears non-physical. And gives us our life, our form, our shape, our body, your solidity, personality, all those things. Okay? All right. All right. So that's some of the pieces about grounding. The next exercise is to help us balance or have the energies crossing over like our brain does. So the way we do that is to grab one shoulder and you just pull the energy off your shoulder or from your shoulder off your hip. Okay, and you want to do it at least 3 times. I like to do it 6 times. Time feels right to me. And then you switch to the opposite side. Okay, and now we do the back, which is a little harder. You can do it back side of your hand or front, doesn't matter. But you do that diagonal too. My arm's cracking. Okay, all right, you keep doing that as I turn back around. Okay, and that's energizing. All right, so now the next one we do has to do with the energy in the front of the body. It's the yin energy, the feminine energy, the open, receptive, present, like I'm here kind of energy. And we can feel vulnerable, exposed, unsafe, uncomfortable, shy, all those kinds of things. So this corrects for that. So we trace the heart 3 times around the chest. I'm going to have you brush again, just like you brush this way, you're going to brush the energy down from your waist, down your legs, off your toes, and then hang in ragdoll or hang, from your waist and as comfortable, only go as low as feels comfortable to go. I don't want you to strain your back. But you go down, we're going to take a deep breath down there, take another deep breath, grabbing your elbows. And then I'm going to have you slowly start to curl your back up. In yoga, we talk about stacking 1 vertebrae at a time. So it's a nice tight curl, which is really good for us. And as we're doing that, you're going to be doing what's called the Celtic weave, but it really, as you can tell, is the infinity symbol, right? So even doing this really clears your field and you feel much lighter. All you have to do is do this a couple of times and you'll feel everything feeling lighter. Okay, so we do it this way. 1, from the center of your chest to your solar plexus. 3, and then brush your hands down the front, off your toes. When you're hanging down in ragdoll, try and make sure you release your neck. People who aren't used to doing it often hold their neck. Right? Nice deep breath with your hands relaxed or released. Letting it go, and then grab your elbows and take another nice deep breath. The first breath releases tension on the top of your back and neck, and the next one releases more tension in the lower part of your body and your back. And then release your hands and your arms, and then start coming up, tucking your chin in your chest, and you slowly start curling up as you're doing this Celtic weave, this infinity symbol with your hands. Just slowly keep coming up. By the time your hands reach your shoulders, then you can lift your chin and then continue your hands up over your head. All the way over and then down. Okay, release the breath. All right, so that's the inflow. Then there's something we add to that, and it is another brushing of energy, and this is called smoothing around the ears. And you just take your hands like this, and you just brush them right along the edge of your ears. And this helps calm that triple warmer meridian, which is associated with the limbic system, with the fight or flight system, right? So it helps calm that fight or flight, just quiet, like that on guard energy, that hypervigilance. It's okay, it's all right. It also activates the ventral vagal nerve, so that really helps also to calm and quiet that fight or flight, all right? So that's smoothing around the ears. Now, the back is the yang energy or the yang energy, right? And so that's represented by a strong vertebrae. The way to do it that I learned is that you do the Celtic weave. Somebody else does the Celtic weave all the way up your back and down. Down and up. I don't think it matters. What I do with people is I do some energy work on the top of the back of them, and that seems to be very powerful and very effective, but you're by yourself. So what we do, which we've only just recently discovered how powerful it is to wrap yourself in the infinity symbol. So you can also make the infinity symbol this way, right? Think of the trail, the train of it, that you're making this double infinity symbol. And you can twist and bring your back hand across the midline, right? And then twist back around and bring the other one across the midline. And what you're doing is weaving, actually, you're really weaving this infinity symbol around you. So as you get comfortable doing it and keeping your balance, right, you might want to spread your feet a little wider so you can stay balanced. Then you start going down and see if you can get yourself so that you can go down and do it low. All right, so I'm going all the way down and I'm twisting my hands around. And then I'm starting to come up. And as I'm coming up, I'm now beginning to feel and envision this membrane. It feels to me like it's a membrane, an energetic membrane that I am weaving around me. And then I'm going to weave it all the way up to the top. Sort of seal it up there. And then pull it down, like pull my arms down. And what I've done, which you may be able to feel, what we've all done, is to create this membrane around us. And the experience of it is giving people, in as much as I'm tracking it now, a stronger sense of them, of their energetic space. Like, you know, this is my space, this is my energy field. And I feel stronger. I feel, solid's not the right word, but I just feel more whole and complete in my field, right? So I'm not leaking out all kinds of energy all over the place, right? And I'm not absorbing in so much. I'm holding my space. And I think that that's what this is doing. So I'm really excited about having that awareness now that it is more powerful than I knew before when I just intuited it many, many years ago. All right, so there's that one. So then the last one that we're going to do, there are others that I do, but this is really starting to give you the idea, and it also gives you some of the basic energy exercises to bring yourself back into alignment. So the next one we're going to do, we do sitting down, okay? This one is called Cook's Hookup. And what we do with this is you put your hands together and you just look, you clasp them and you look and see which thumb is on top. Well, my left is on top, and most of yours, your left will be on top too, but some of you will be right. So I'm going to say it for the left. I hope you can translate. You don't have the kinds of issues I used to have with confusing my left and my right. But I'm going to start with the left. So I unclasp my hands. I'm going to take my left leg, as you can see, and I'm going to put my ankle on my right knee, or my thigh, right in front of my knee, actually. My right hand is going to grab my left ankle. My left hand is going to come over and it's going to grab my instep. See how my palm is right on my instep. I do that because it's connecting an energy. These are minor chakras. So it's creating a circuit. And it feels good. All right, so this has a breathing pattern with it, which is that waterfall breath that we did earlier, where you pull up, you're going to stretch a little bit because you're going to take a nice deep breath in. You pull up on your leg a little bit, you hold it for a second, and then you drop it out like a waterfall. And feel free to make sound. It's great to make sound. It's great for us to allow ourselves the freedom to make sound. We'll do it 2 more times. One more. Okay, and we're going to switch, same thing. So my right ankle is now above my left knee. My left hand is on my ankle. My right hand comes over and grabs that instep. Nice deep breath here. We'll do it 4 times. Just really let it all go. One more. Okay. Now that's the first half of this. It's called Cook's hookup. The second half of it is you put your hands back together again, you pull them apart like a tent or a pyramid, however you want to think of it. Your thumbs are going to go back to that third eye spot, right? What you're going to do while keeping your middle fingers together, again, we're keeping a circuit going here. You're going to push with your thumbs, and then you're going to do a cross massage. With as much pressure as feels comfortable, you start pulling those thumbs apart. You're stretching the skin of your forehead, and you can go on your eyebrows, which likely will be sore because there's a lot of tension that's held here. You're going to go through your temples, which the more anxiety people have, the hotter and the sore their temples are as we do this. Good. Your thumbs are going to come to just in front of and at the top of the ears. And then keeping your middle fingers together, I'm doing this for demonstration, you're going to kind of push your thumbs against your ears. They get to the top and then you get to the back, and then you're going to slide everything down the back and pushing your ear forward. Okay. And then when you get to the base of your skull, like I dig, you can see I'm digging in with my thumb, and I'm digging under and I'm tracing that line of my skull until both of my thumbs meet at the very center, the nape of my neck. It's called the nape of my neck or the occipitus, and I push in there. Okay. Bring our arms up around again and do it 1 more time. So we push in and pull, and nice, deep, easy breathing as you're going through this. Noticing where it's hot, where it's sore. Feeling yourself pushing that blood out with the pressure, and then the blood gets to rush back in. So it's really cleansing the whole base almost of your skull. All right. Push in back there, bring your hands up around to the heart center. Take a nice deep breath here. Take a moment, check in, see what you notice about how you're feeling inside of you now. Can you feel energy moving? Can you feel energy pulsating? Do you feel yourself being quieter and calmer? And you can feel yourself more inside you. Maybe you're still noticing some of those micro movements as your body shifts and releases tension and comes back into alignment. An alignment that really supports your well-being and your peace and your aliveness. Good. And bring your hands. And so now we move into tapping. And so I invite you right now to let come into your awareness something, a current stressor, unless you've been doing this with me before and you have already been working on something, or you have your own thread or something else is coming up for you. But if it's new to you, it's good to choose a current stressor that, if you measure how upsetting it is to you from 0 to 10, is usually like at least about a 7, right? 6 or a 7 or 8. So give yourself a moment to see what that is, just to kind of home in on it. I always say home in on what that is and feel it inside. I find for people who say they've tried tapping and it doesn't do much for them, that they're only thinking. They're not letting themselves really feel whatever it is that's upsetting. I like to use the phrase time travel yourself back, so that you're actually trying to, inside yourself, take yourself back to a moment when you were feeling really stressed like this, or a moment that was really upsetting, and feel yourself there. Turns out it's easier to do that than you might have thought if you've never done this before. But of course, we know that anytime we get triggered, and all of a sudden, if we get triggered badly enough, it feels like we're back there when something really upsetting happened to us. But anyway, so just take yourself back to whatever the moment is, whatever that stressor, or the moment that represents this stressor is. Feel it in your body, feel the way it affects your breathing, the way your body tenses up, your neck might tense up, your chest certainly will tense up, you might feel your stomach might feel upset, might feel shaky, all kinds of physical sensations we can experience. And then as we do tapping, I do it with both hands generally, although you may have seen it with just one. Probably doesn't matter, but I like both hands. And I'm going to encourage you to come up with a word that represents for you like what it is you're feeling, what the stressor is, what the discomfort is inside, what's most upsetting to you about it. So sometimes it could be, if it's with a particular other person, it could be a look on their face, it could be sound of their voice, it could be what you feel in your body when you're in the middle of feeling overwhelmed, right? There's too many things going on around you. Too many people need and want your attention. There's too much chaos. You've gotten startled. You've gotten really upset or agitated or angry with somebody. And you can just really feel that inside. So come up with a word. I will tell you that coming up with a word's not the most important thing at all. Feeling it is really important. So with that said, we're just going to go through these points. You can say them out loud after me, or you can just say them inside, but it is more helpful to say them out loud because your subconscious then can hear them, okay? All right, so we start this way. Right hand on the left side, and you drop down. You can see my sternum or my shoulder blade here. So I'm dropping down just about 1.5 inches. These are called sore spots. They're neurolymphatic points that if you kind of poke around in there, you'll notice some soreness generally. And then your left hand's going to come up in the opposite. It's going to come up, and as you circle around, it's going to circle around oppositely. The way you know you're circling the right way is that your circle is going up and out, like you're sending it out. You're not pulling it in, you're sending it out, right? And it turns out, like, see this? It's like out. Every time I do this, I'm sending it out, right? Okay, so we start with this. So even though I am feeling this, I am going to love myself and feel good anyway. Even though I am feeling this, I am going to love myself and feel good anyway. Even though I am feeling this, I'm going to love myself and feel good anyway. Okay. And then I like to go to the top of my head, and I usually just hold my hands here and I allow myself a moment. I encourage everybody else to allow themselves this moment to connect with spirit, God, universe, life force energy, your higher self, whatever, however you experience this energy that is so it encompasses the whole of the universe. This love, it has love at the very center of it. And so one of the things I say to people is, this energy is everywhere around you. Somebody was just reminding me that some people say we have 86,000 angels around us. I mean, this energy is everywhere and it is within us, because really we are energetic beings. And so we are energetic beings moving through energy. But it's not that God's not paying attention or the universe isn't paying attention. It's that we are shutting down. We're not paying attention. So let's use this time to open up our awareness and pay attention and ask for assistance, ask for healing, ask for support now. As we heal and release now, whatever this discomfort, this disturbance is to our peace and our well-being. And we do it in gratitude and with reverence. And also from a place of sovereignty within us. Okay. So, glasses off again, then we start tapping on the hairs of the eyebrows, right at the bridge of the nose. And saying this. So whatever, that sensation, whatever the emotion is. And then tapping on the side of your eyes, right in the temple, actually. This. And you can see I'm tapping rapidly and lightly, but actively. Underneath my eyes, right on that bone. This. And again, trying to keep your awareness on the sensation, on the emotion, on the image. Above your lips, one-handed or two, but the points are right in the middle. So I usually just shift to one hand here. This, good. Below your lips, this. And then collarbones, we've been here before, so we just tap right at the bottom of those collarbones. And then on the sides of our ribs, so halfway down our ribs, for me, that's right about here. And I can tap like this. I can tap with the back of my knuckles. I can cross my hands like that. And then we have this shortcut, which is tapping the soft parts of your wrists together. This. Okay, and then go back up to the eyebrows, releasing this now. On the side of your eyes, releasing this now. Underneath, releasing this now. Above your lips, releasing this now. Below your lips, releasing this now. Collarbones. Releasing this now. On the sides, releasing this now. Letting it go. And then your wrists together, releasing this now. And then I invite you to come up, put your palms together, put them on your high heart. Your fingers are again at the base of those collarbones. I like that spot for a lot of reasons, and tap back and forth. Take a couple of deep breaths. Apply a little pressure here. It's always good. And check in. Feel what you feel now. See what's different. You might rate yourself. See where you are now. And then it's always good to ask yourself what's left, because that would be the next thing that you would focus on to release. And in the group, we do go through this a couple of times. I also do it in different ways, but doing it on your own, the best thing is to say what's still there. You might notice a different emotion. You might notice a different sensation or a different aspect of the experience. Well, focus on that, you've released layers of the onion and now there's some other layers coming up, right? Release those. And what you are doing is releasing energy that has been bound up in whatever this pattern is, whatever this issue is, whatever this memory and experience is, and all that energy then is freed up to be able to support your well-being. It's a beautiful thing, really. All right, so that's the tapping. And then we move in, and I usually do this with the tapping, that we move into a more meditative place. So let's continue that with the tapping and go up to your eyebrows. And as you're tapping your eyebrows, you might focus on continuing to feel that charge or that upset leave. Notice yourself being able to breathe more of it out with every exhale. And as we release more and more of this charge, and I'm saying it this way, recognizing that not everybody listening to this will have felt like they released all of the charge from whatever they were working on. But the more we release it, the more we feel ourselves coming back into peace inside, on the side of your eyes. And you can bring your awareness again more inside yourself. See if you can feel the difference, the relaxation, the letting go that has happened, your muscles, connective tissue, posture, your organs. Like it's easiest to feel it in our heart and our lungs, but we can feel it in all of the organs inside and all of the glands. Though I don't think we have as much sensation. I don't think glands have as much sensation as organs do. With the exception of the pineal gland, perhaps. And now I want you to step down another step further and feel into the cells of your body and that space between the cells of your body underneath your eyes. It's called the intercellular matrix. And it's this liquidy ocean that is throughout the whole of the body. It connects everything within the body above your lips. And it is that through which the meridians, those lines of electromagnetic energy, flow. And so you might allow yourself to feel or imagine the cells sloughing off receptor sites for stress and anxiety and frustration. Sprouting new receptor sites, like they just sprout up from the surface of the cell. receptor sites for healthy emotions, for emotions that support our well-being, serotonin and dopamine and oxytocin, right, for nourishment. And notice that the cells are able to let go of more of the old energy they've been holding on to, because now there's more energy deeply within you. So the cells can actually function better below your lips. And the intercellular matrix or fluid is cleansing and sending out its old spent energy out through the lymph, while we are also sending out this old spent energy through the pores of our skin, through all the cells of our body, into your collarbones. So just imagine, like you could imagine, like, I don't know, like a light rain of color, of energy, coming down into you from above, from above your field, and it's coming down, it's sort of floating, like slowly, just kind of misting, so ever so gently, misting its way down into and through all the cells of your body and all that intercellular space. See what colors come. They're often the pastels, right? They're often gold and green and the pearlescent white and the violet flame. Those are the most healing colors that often come, and there's yellows and blues and pinks, and maybe some bold colors. And they sparkle and they shimmer and they shine and they shimmer with energy, and you can feel that energy shimmering throughout you on the sides of your ribs, all the way down through your torso and out your thighs and cascading over the waterfall of your knees and down your legs and through your feet and out the bottoms of your feet and your toes. And yet this energy is accumulating. It's building up inside. You have a membrane, an energetic membrane right at the surface of your skin. And that energetic membrane now being strengthened and rewoven, is more able to hold in this healing, loving information, light, right? It's wondrous. It's really wondrous. I'm going to come back up here. And you could do that and tap back and forth, or just hold your hands or put them in your lap at this point. And breathe. And feel all this energy circulating throughout the whole of you, and all the open spaces that have been created by all the work that we did to balance and to center, right? To come into alignment, to come into more coherence and vibrational harmony and peace, to release the disturbance, the disruption, the discomfort, and create space, open up, and now filling that space with light all the way into the whole of our field and into the inside. Again, all the way down to the level of our cells and to the mitochondria inside the cells, the battery, one of the most important energy batteries in this physical being. Feeling that mitochondria energized, cleansed, sort of shined up and humming, just humming in its generation of energy for you living your life, for you going forth from this moment into the rest of your life with more energy, more peace, more light, more access to love, to the love of the universe, loving you, and hopefully more love for yourself and the world. And so with gratitude in our hearts, opening up to the wondrousness of the possibilities that exist all around us, for manifesting in our lives what is in our highest good. Feeling into that. And now, doing something called a zip up to kind of better hold this inside. So zip up, you take your hand, again, you can't see, you can only see from so far up. And you're going to draw your hand from the perineum in front of your body within 2 inches. You're going to be pulling your hand up on the in-breath, well, both of them, on the in-breath to your mouth, and then exhaling. So we're going to do it 3 times. So inhale and then exhale. Let it go. And now on the inhale, draw up. And then exhale, pull your hands away. Forming a circle on the inhale. Breathe in again. Kind of replicating a torus here on the inhale. Exhale. Good. Now bring one of your hands, doesn't matter which one, but with your fingers, grab a key, an imaginary key. Put that key in the side of your mouth, one side of your mouth. And you're going to turn that key to lock it and pull the key out. And then you pull the key out. And what we've done is lock this energy. Remember, I talked a little bit about this membrane here. We've just locked this energy in so that it is not so easily just sort of, like dribbled out, or streamed out, from another difficult situation that might come up in the future. Like you're more able to hold your own energy. Okay. So that's it. I encourage you to continue the tapping. I encourage you to look for these exercises online by becoming a member of this work that I'm doing in this community. And I wish only the highest good for all of you as you go forward. Thank you, and be well.